Okay, I think we're rolling. All right, just say a few words first.
Hi, my name is Marquell Sterling.
Dope.
Glute God.
Yeah, Glute God. I love that. By the way, that's like the most genius name that
Thank you,
I've seen.
thank
I
you, thank you,
love it
thank
so much.
you.
What helped you like come up with that name? By the way, like that's like
So
dope.
Glute God started. First, I started with goal chasers. When I first started training,
Yeah.
I started with goal chasers. That was my beginning, goal chasers. Goal chasers was just a group of individuals chasing goals. We used to train on Bayshore High School track.
Stop! I used to
Yeah,
go to Bayshore High School.
for real, get out of
Yeah,
here.
for real,
Yeah,
for real. 2014 and
get out of
graduated.
here.
I
I
know.
had about 25 girls that was group training with me. We
Oh,
started there, called it the Gold Chasers.
yeah.
So when it was time to transition, because you know every time you transition, you got to reinvent. I was like, well, how am I going to reinvent myself? Like it's time to reinvent. It's trying to come up with something new.
Right.
So you know, I specialize in training women. So I'm like, how can I brand myself into training women? So I was like, okay, well, you know what every woman wants? Every woman
Yeah.
wants a small waist and glutes. So I'm like,
Right.
all right, let me find out a bunch of glute exercises. I tested it on one client. We got amazing glute results. So I started calling myself the Glute God.
Love that.
And from there, we branded it and took off.
Yeah, love that, love that. Well, let's introduce ourselves now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What's up, everyone? My name is Alexis Clark. I'm the host of the conversation today, sitting with the one and only Marquell Sterling.
Yes,
He is
ma'am.
a dedicated personal fitness trainer here in Long Island, New York, and arguably one of the best in Long Island.
Yes.
And not only do you wear the hat of a dedicated personal trainer, but you have also authored an ebook that's coming out
Yes.
in early 2024, which is an exciting project.
Yes, let's
It
do it.
has 8 compelling chapters, and those 8 chapters, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes, ma'am.
they are anger, separation anxiety, fear, trauma, PTSD, projection, empathy, and gratitude.
Yes.
And we are here to talk about it today, and I'm super excited because this is gonna change.
We're gonna go deep.
Yep.
We're gonna go deep.
Not only is it going to go deep, it's also going to change the way that we see fitness and wellness. And I feel like you're really going to change the
Yes.
name of the game with this, because I don't see many personal trainers that are putting out ebooks and talking
Yes.
about their stories in this
Yes.
way. So this is
And getting
up
real,
top.
the real behind the real.
Yeah, man. So congrats on this, man.
Thank you.
It's
I
great.
appreciate it. I
Yeah,
appreciate
100%.
it.
You already
Thank
know,
you.
you
We're
already
gonna nail it. We're gonna nail it. We're gonna nail it.
You already know.
Yes.
So let's dial it back a little bit. What is the significance of the title? Where Passion Meets Purpose.
Yes.
Is the name of your new ebook, right?
Yes. The name is When Passion Meets Purpose. So basically, I was in an incarcerated situation. I was working out with a group of individuals or other inmates. We were doing creative workouts, and one of the COs had came to me and told me, he was like, yo, do you train? And I'm like, no, I'm not a trainer. He goes, well, yo, you're killing these guys out here.
Yeah.
So we were creating regular workouts, no machines or anything, just the floor, just the floor. So we were doing, they had steel steps, like steel steps going
Yeah.
up.
Oh, wow.
So what I did was I took socks. We took a bunch of socks and I tied the socks onto the steel so we can grab without, hurting our hands on the steel. So I tied socks on the steel, but I tied it on each step. So what I created was a workout where you climb up, do a pull-up, climb up, do a pull-up, climb up, do a pull-up. So they see me do that, so they're like, yo, what is he doing? They're like, what is this guy doing? Like he's coming in here creating all these workouts and he's really getting results. So that night, the correctional officer knocked on my door and my slot opened up and he slid me a box, like a container. And in the container was 2 cheeseburgers from the outside. So if you know anything about being inside, you getting cheeseburgers from the outside, you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, okay. So, I crushed the cheeseburgers and the next day he told me, he said, yo, you should go home and be a personal trainer. I knew nothing about training. I knew nothing about training. I wasn't a big athletic guy in high school. I wasn't your sports player. I wasn't your, your All-American, your Long Island's top nothing. You know what I mean? So I just had passion for something.
Right.
So passion met purpose in my darkest hour. You see what I'm saying? Passion met purpose in my darkest hour. So when passions meet purpose, here we are today.
Yeah, man.
So when I came home, I dived into personal training.
Yeah, look at that, and we're here now. I love how innovative you are, by the way. I love, like, for example, how you create challenges, like the Goal Chasers Challenge, the
Yes.
Stay Fit for Trips Challenge,
Yes,
stuff like
yes,
that.
yes,
Like, you're
yes.
always creating new ideas and keeping your
Yes.
clientele, like, motivated and on
Yes.
their toes, and I love that about
Yes,
you.
yes, because you know they say motivation lasts for just a few seconds. You know, inspiration lasts for a few hours. Drive could last forever. So I'm trying to lead people to drive. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want to motivate you to be inspired, to be driven.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So that's the concept. That's
I
the concept.
love that. Yeah, yeah. So tell me what inspired you to create 8 chapters. And if you look at each chapter name, fear, separation, anxiety, they're very
Deep.
deep
Right.
stuff. I can tell there's a
Right.
story between each one, and everyone on the planet can relate with each chapter
Right.
at least 50%. Like,
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, so
So,
yeah.
so 8 alone is my birth number. You know, I was born 8/8/1981.
No
If you
way.
add up all the numbers, it equals 35. And you know, you're supposed to add 3 and 5 is 8.
Oh
So I was born
wow.
August 8th, on the 8th day, in the 80s, and my birth number is 8.
Damn.
So check this out.
To
Wait,
be,
wait. So
stop.
let me keep going. Let me
Stop.
keep
You just
going.
give me
So,
goosebumps.
so let me listen to this one. So
Yeah.
my name's Marquell, Marquell, 8 letters.
Oh
My
my.
last name's Sterling, Sterling.
I'm blown away.
So,
I'm like, how many letters of
so,
my name? Like,
right.
shit.
So one day I called my dad and I'm like, I think I texted my mom and my dad at the same time. And I'm like, what made y'all spell Marquell with 2 L's? I need to find this out. Because 1 L away would have been 7 letters. It would have threw off this whole thing that I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you remember Marquell Tissue, it was Marcal.
Right, right.
That was back in their days. So
Right.
why'd you spell it like that? When Marquell Tissue was around, you could have spelled it like that. Or you could have
Yeah.
spelled it Markel. So the more I research the number and what it stands for and how it involves my life, it keeps coming up. It keeps coming up. It keeps coming up. So they say the 8 is a universal number. You know what I mean? So I try to dig deep into the purpose of it and everything that I always start, this is my new journey. This is going to be my new beginning, doing the online program and tapping into your inner self and your inner spirit. So I said, why not start it off with 8 chapters?
Yeah, I love that so much. And speaking of your new ebook, what was it that called you to create an ebook for the world and talking about these 8 chapters? Like, well, why create an ebook for the people to see?
So I have a lot of clients from out of state that's really been trying to tap into my energy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not just a trainer who, you come to the gym, you see me, hey, see you later, I see you next Wednesday. We connect. You know, a lot of my clients, we connect. And I think people can feel that connection even through video. You see what I'm saying? I think people can feel that bond and that connection even through Instagram.
It's so
You see what I'm saying? So there's so many people around the world that have been trying to tap into real energy. This is genuine, real energy.
Right.
So I came up with the idea because I want to start spreading this energy out. You know what I mean? One of the which I'm going to talk about in one of the chapters. I made a promise to God that I would really start giving myself to people, my story to people. You know, they say without test, there's no testimony. So, if you have a testimony, the object is to give it, not to hold it in. You know what I mean? Each one should teach one. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to spread, love, knowledge, and positivity. And if I could transform, guess what? You can too. Because some of the stories that you're going to hear, you're not even going to believe it happened to me. It's going to just be like, wait a minute. Because I'm just going to give the raw so you can see, okay, well, if I was able to make this type of transition, guess what? You can too. And it all started with fitness.
Right. Wow.
You know what I mean? It all started with
That
fitness.
is so powerful. And I love that because, like, every time I go on your Instagram, I look at your stuff, it's intense, it's passionate.
Yes.
Like, the way you bond with your clients, you got repeat clients that come to you often.
Yes.
Like, I see that, and that's super
Yes.
important. You're so community oriented too.
Yes.
I love that about you.
Yes, very, very important.
Yeah. Is there a particular chapter out of the 8 that you feel really resonates you the most, or is the
Gratitude.
most? Yes, I'm so glad you said that.
Gratitude.
Wow, yeah.
Gratitude is my deepest chapter. And gratitude is my deepest chapter because gratitude is where the real work began. You know, a lot of people don't understand about the journey is so important. Whatever your journey is, we all have different journeys. But so many people want to skip the steps, not knowing in the steps is the ingredients, is the salt and pepper,
I
is
love
the
that.
sazon. The
I love
sazon.
that. Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
all
In the middle, you know what I mean? In the middle, the struggle is the sazon.
Hey.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
want your life to be seasoned properly, you got to go through it.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody want to just skip to the you know.
Yeah.
If you want your life to be seasoned properly, you got to go through the steps.
Right. Right.
So gratitude is going through the steps. Gratitude is when you step from your outside of your body and start to get the interior right.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Because
right.
my favorite quote I always talk about is, what is the profit of a person to conquer the world, yet that person has yet been able to conquer himself? What does it do for you to conquer the world, but you still destroyed yourself?
That's so true.
You know what I mean?
And they say that gratitude is the energy of receiving.
Yeah.
Like you're the energy of receiving that.
You're in the energy of receiving.
Yeah, because if you're not in gratitude and you're going through a rut, it's very difficult to see the good that you have.
Yes.
Despite everything that you're going through,
Yes.
the trials and tribulations,
Yes.
it's that gratitude that kind of grounds you and says, like, no, but you have this going on. You have this
Yes.
going on,
Your
that
interior
going on.
starts to change.
Right,
Your interior starts to change.
Yeah, and there's some really powerful ones. You have separation anxiety in there. You have PTSD in there. You have
PTSD was
trauma in
tough.
there.
Yeah, PTSD was
let's
tough.
talk about that.
PTSD was tough. So PTSD was you know, being from a prison background and you know, hearing doors slam and, you know, being woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning for child, you know, being disrespected on the way to child, being told what to do, squat, you know, pee, cough, you know, just being your whole freedom being taken. You know, the whole thing is to destroy your mind. You know what I mean? They want to destroy your mind. It's a mental program when you're in there. So PTSD is a real thing, whether it's with a soldier at war or whether it's with a person in prison. So PTSD is very big. And one of the chapters that I talk about PTSD, you know, it drove me into a situation that I didn't know I was going to be able to get out of. You see what I'm saying? But I put my faith in God, and that's what also led into more of the chapters.
Yeah. I mean, and you don't have to talk about it in depth if you don't want to, but what is that situation that the PTSD kind of led you to?
Oh, no, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. So the PTSD chapter, one day and this is so funny because I was in the midst of my transition, but I was one foot in, one foot out. You know what I mean? Problem. I was one foot in, one foot out.
Yeah.
So, and you can't be one foot in, one foot out with God. So PTSD, one day I was coming home from work, and this is when I was working. I was thinking about training. I was thinking about, you know, the gym, stuff like that. So I was coming home from work, and a officer had got behind me, and, you know, he threw the lights on, and I was pulling over. I was about to pull over, and PTSD kicked in and was like, I'm not going back to prison. It's nothing to talk about.
Oh, this was after prison.
Yeah, this is after prison. I mean, in the snap, I'm not going back. I was actually on the phone with a guy talking to him about trying to get into one of his movies. Because I was still doing music at the time.
Yeah.
So I was talking to him about trying to get into a small film. So he was on the phone the whole time. I hit it. Boom! I mean, hit it.
Yeah. Oh my
So
God,
the cop started coming behind me. One cop turned into two cops. Two cops turned into three cops. Three cops turned into four. Four turned into five. And I was on a high-speed chase because of PTSD. Not because I had drugs.
Yeah.
Not because I had guns in the car. Not because I was wanted. All because I didn't want to go back to jail and I was scared.
Yeah.
That's when I knew PTSD was a problem for me. So I took off. Dipping through traffic, the whole 9 yards. I mean, the whole movie scene. I could hear helicopters, the whole movie scene.
Yeah.
So I'm coming around a bend, and they're still behind me. This is like 10, 15 minutes into like flying. I'm coming around a bend, and I ran out of road. And when I ran out of road, I went through a fence and hit a power plant.
Oh shit.
So when I hit the power plant, as soon as I hit the fence, I blacked out. I don't remember anything after hitting the fence. I hit the fence, blacked out. So when I gained back conscious, I was on the other side of the fence. Right? I swear to God, I was on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
When I felt my feet hit the ground, I jumped a barbed wire fence. I don't know how.
Oh my God.
I cleared a barbed wire fence. So when my feet landed, I took off. Boom. No looking back. Took off. On feet.
On feet,
On feet.
yeah.
So I got away by the grace of God. Don't ask me how.
Oh my God.
So when I took an Uber back to my house.
Oh my God.
When I got back to my house, it was like 10 cop cars at my house. They knew where I was at.
They knew where you were.
So boom, I'm on the run. So PTSD literally knocked me all the way out to the point of I'm on the run now.
Right.
I just started trying to change my life.
Right.
Now I'm back on the run because
Right.
of PTSD. I didn't have drugs on me. I didn't have guns on me.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything on me. I didn't even have a reason to be pulled over. But because I had PTSD, I took off and almost ended my life.
Wow.
So I wound up turning myself in. So when I turned myself in, the officer, he's like, we know you're saying it's not you, because I wasn't saying anything. You know what I mean? I wasn't saying anything. He said, but what he left me with was, you was a half an inch from being electrocuted.
Oh shit.
He said, you were this close from being electrocuted. And that right there was a big moment for me with PTSD. I was like, wow, this is something that I'm definitely gonna have to fight and beat and destroy.
Yeah.
And destroy.
Wow. Oh my God, that's extremely powerful. Like that wasn't wow.
I mean, took
wow.
off, and it was all
Yeah.
because of an action of just, I don't want to go back to prison.
Right.
And if I would have pulled over, nothing would have happened. I'd probably have got a ticket.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's
probably
what
would've got a
fear
ticket.
and the anxiety and the PTSD does to you. It's just like, I mean, wow, that's just extremely powerful.
Yeah,
like,
that was just
I don't
crazy
think
moment.
I have PTSD, so so I can only imagine. what
But
that's like.
even like if you think about, that's why I could relate. I've never been a prisoner. I've never been in war.
Right,
but I can
right.
understand what they go through too.
Right.
Like these are real things that people really struggle with, and
Right.
things that mental health is important.
Yeah.
So to tie it all in, fitness also changed that for me.
Yeah.
Being able to slow down, being able to think things through, being able to be patient with yourself. You know what I mean? Not being so afraid to just like, it was just a big fear of I have to go. Boom,
Right,
boom, boom,
right,
split
right.
decision, boom.
Right. Right.
But it was a split decision that could have killed me.
Wow, that is insane. That is absolutely insane. So relating it to the fitness journey, like kind of like how we were just doing, I know that you talked about anger prior to this. You could use anger in a positive way, or you can use anger in a negative way. How do you kind of translate that into fitness and like or even just your energy in general? Like any emotion, it doesn't even have to be anger. It could be any of those 8 chapters. Like how do you
Got you.
translate that into your fitness journey?
So with anger, since young, I can always remember just being angry. It's so crazy. Like I relate with anger so much. It's crazy.
Did you always grow up in Long Island?
I'm from Long Island originally,
Yeah.
from Amityville, Long Island, Amityville,
wow.
New York.
Yeah.
I think a lot of my anger came from my mom was physically abused when I was young. At the age of my sponge age, let's say, brain sponge, at the age where you soak up everything.
Yeah.
My mom was physically abused and stayed in the relationship. And I think being that she stayed was a lot of my anger because I wanted her to leave. What do I know though? I'm young, I'm 5, 6, 7 years old. But I wanted my mom away from that. And it made me angry. So I lashed out all over the place. So anger stayed with me because of, my home was kind of broken. My home was kind of broken. I came from a broken home. I have a great mom. My mom is great, but her partner at the time wasn't, and affected our childhood pretty much. So anger was always carried with me. In school, I was angry. Like sometimes I just be angry for no reason. Like it was just like, what the heck is going on? So as I developed a more understanding of channeling energy, I understood that I started to understand that anger is nothing but a big ball of energy. Now you can distribute it into positive energy or you can distribute it into negative energy. So let's say somebody makes you upset. Okay, you made me upset, now I'm gonna become successful. That's positive energy. Negative energy is, okay, you made me upset, I'm gonna go slap you. Or I'm gonna go put up a post about you, what everybody's doing now.
Right,
You know,
right, right.
I'm gonna talk about you on Instagram, you know what I mean?
Tweet and delete.
Yeah, tweet and delete. I like that. Tweet and delete. You know what I mean? So like, you
Yeah.
know, it's but instead of wasting my day on tweeting and deleting, I could have been, you know, making myself more successful.
Right.
Or I could have got up and said, you know what, I'm gonna go make myself better because that person said this about me.
Right.
So it's all about just channeling your anger.
Right.
And that was a big energy shift for me because once I learned how to channel anger, I stopped being so angry inside. And then now I started looking at anger as, yes, you made me mad, great.
Yes.
Great, you just got me upset, great.
Right,
Now I'm
let's
about to win, right?
Right, let's just approach.
Right, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
now
yeah,
I
yeah,
channel my anger differently, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But it was, you know, I try to tell people that, you know, every behavior pattern is just how you change it. Just change the way you behave. You know what I mean? Anger is a behavior, but change the way you pattern it. That's it.
Yeah, I love that.
Just change the way you pattern it. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then channel it in a positive way, and then in a negative way.
That's so
Because
therapeutic.
anger's the best type of energy.
Yeah.
If you boil up a whole bunch of anger, right, and you boil up a whole bunch of happiness, the anger will beat the happiness all day. Because the happiness is just, you know,
Right.
they say it takes more muscles in your face to frown than it does
Yeah,
to
to
smile.
smile,
So you're
yeah.
using more energy to be
Right.
upset. You're using more energy to be upset.
So true.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that, like, if I ever hold a grudge on someone for a very long time, it actually does more negative impact on me than it does on them. Like,
Right,
it's just,
right,
it's
right.
always
It's like,
like
what's
an
going on?
oxymoron. Like, what am I doing?
Right.
Like, I actually forgive you now, you know? Like,
Right.
wow. So is this message, is this something that you hope to, like, give to your clients that you train?
Yes,
like, you want them to feel that kind of
yes.
energy?
So I'm
Yeah.
glad you said that.
Yeah.
My angry clients get the best results. You know what I mean? My angry clients get the best results because they're pushing through. See, this is another thing too. When you're angry, you can push past failure. When you're not, you're like, okay, that's good. That's
Right,
cool.
right.
You know, I'm happy, that's cool. But when you're angry, you push through failure. Like you can literally tap into the failure that's making you upset and let that make you aggressive. So check this out. I used to tell,
So powerful.
I used to tell when we used to do like a little kickboxing too. I used to work at a
Yeah.
kickboxing gym.
Oh, no way.
So I
Yeah,
used to tell some of the girls like, give me a picture of your ex-boyfriend. I'm gonna put him on a bag.
Dad, yeah, I used to do that.
I'm gonna put
with my girlfriend.
right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a
Fuck
picture of
you.
you, right? You know what I mean? And let's now hit the bag.
Right.
Now
Oh
you go
my
crazy. You know what I
God.
mean? Now you got somebody going crazy.
Right.
You know what I
Oh
mean?
my
So and it's
God.
because they're angry. You know, and another thing I used to tell them, you know, with some of my girls that go weak, you know, they playing around. I said, now if somebody walked in here right now and called you a bitch, what you gonna do? Oh, I'll slap. Oh, you're gonna do all of that, but you won't do all of this. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you just got angry.
Catch them in their tracks, like.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm like,
Right.
yo, just tap into your aggressive side. You know, because everything in life you have to be aggressive with.
Yeah.
However you look at it, you have to be aggressive with, but it's positive anger,
Right.
if that makes sense.
I love that. I love that.
Positive anger, you know what I
I
mean?
love that so much. One of the chapters that you have in your ebook,
Mm-hmm.
you talk about insanity.
Right. So insanity, honestly, probably been locked up about 10 times, maybe even 15. I've probably been locked up about 15. I've been locked up in Florida, Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, Virginia, New York. So I've been locked up in about 6 states. That's insanity.
Yeah.
Let's just get it out the way. You know what I mean? So insanity, the chapter about insanity is whenever you keep repeating the same behavior pattern, you are now considered insane. So, you know, I remember one time I went to Texas. Crazy story. I went to Texas one time, and this is when I was back in my heydays. Like I was really into that, you know, drug dealing stage. So we picked up 60 pounds. We go to Texas. We pick up 60 pounds, put them in the trunk. We're heading back. I swear to God, we're heading back to Atlanta to get rid of the weight. So we're heading back to Atlanta. We get in Mississippi, Biloxi, and we got pulled over. So as soon as we got pulled over, they already knew. Locked us up. They found the pounds, locked us up, took us in. Now, this is the crazy part. They take us to a hut. I swear to God, they take us to a hut. We're locked up. They got us locked up in a hut. They said we're waiting for the judge to come. The judge comes. She comes in a sweatpants outfit. Reads us everything, reads us our rights, get us to sign things. She said, give me $8,000, you can go home. She said, I swear to God, she said, give me $8,000 a piece, you can go home. So I looked at my boy, he looked at me, I said, listen, I got 6 on me right now. I'm about to call my girlfriend, tell her send me another 2, I'm out of here. You got your money?
Yeah.
I'm about to get out of here.
Damn.
So I gave her 6, my girlfriend bought me 2. She bought him his money so he can get out. We got out. Now this is insanity. As soon as we got back to Atlanta, we rented another car and shot right back to Texas.
Oh my God.
Hey, we had to get to it. It was nothing to, this was my get to it days.
Yeah. Oh
I was like,
my
there's nothing to talk
gosh.
about.
Yeah.
We shot right back out there, grabbed 30.
Oh my God.
Grabbed 30 more. This time we smartened up and, stashed it a little bit. Smartened up and stashed it.
Right.
So this time we got back to Atlanta. We made it.
Oh wow. Oh
So the fact that I kept, going towards trouble, you know what I mean? Going towards trouble and not even realizing like, bro, you're insane. Like this is insanity. How do you go somewhere, get locked up, get a chance to get out and then go right back to the same situation again? So insanity has been a part of my life without even me knowing it was a part of my life. Because it's like sometimes we're so a person, we're so somebody, you know what I mean? That we don't even know or can identify that behavior in ourselves because it's like an actor. We're so into the role. Like I'm into this role. You know what I mean? Like I'm into this role. You can't tell me nothing. As soon as I come out, I'm going back to go get it again. I'm into this role. So I defined myself to be insane. You know what I mean? Now, the beauty of insanity is when you can learn from these experiences and not have to make them again. Now you're mastering insanity. Because the experience is important. The experiences is what helps you grow. Right? But if you're not learning from the experiences, if you keep getting slapped and keep getting slapped and keep getting slapped, now you're insane. That's insanity. But without these experiences, how does it shape the character of a man? So once I started understanding, bro, you're insane. Because you keep doing the same thing and you keep getting the same results and you're expecting something different. You're insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What helped bring you to that level of awareness that like, damn, what I'm doing is insane? Because there are people that can't and won't ever tap into that.
Right.
What helped you tap into that?
So the day that I tapped into that, and I mean like the day I had like, this is it for Marquell. Like this is it. Once again, I got locked up again. This time it was in New York, and my bill was $50,000. It was 50 grand. My mom was like, "That's it, you're done." My dad was like, "Nothing, you're done." I called all my friends in the street. Nobody would send me anything. It was it. I was all lifelines. What's that thing with the lifelines? You get 3 calls.
Life alert or something like that. Yeah.
I had no lifelines. All lifelines was gone. I couldn't call anybody. I was shot. It was me and me. You know what I mean? So in New York jails, you go through a 72-hour lockdown. 72-hour lockdown is when they put you in, they give you the TB shot, and you gotta wait till your TB shot to go through before you go to population. So me, I'm light skinned. 3 days without shaving or getting, my hair grows crazy, So those 3 days, there's no mirror. You can't see yourself. You're isolated. You can't really see anything. You're isolated. So, mind you, I just came off the street. I was a hip hop artist that just came off the street. I'm popular in the street for doing hip hop. So when they transitioned me into the population, and I was able to take a shower and I was able to see myself through a mirror, I looked at myself and I was like, what the fuck are you doing to yourself? I mean, like, I went up to the mirror. This is real shit too. Like, I went up to the mirror. I went straight to the mirror, face to face, like this close to the mirror. And I was looking into my soul. And I was like, what's your fucking problem, bro? You know what I mean? Like face to face, like looking into my eyes. I was like,
Yeah.
what's your fucking problem, bro?
Right. Oh,
Why are you destroying me? You know what I mean? Like seriously, I was like, why are you destroying me? You're killing me.
right.
This is what I'm saying, loud too. I
Right.
didn't give a fuck who heard me. I didn't care who heard me.
Yeah.
It wasn't about impressing anybody. I was looking into my soul and was wondering why at the age of 33, you're in fucking prison, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you look like this.
Right.
So I'm in my face like, yo, you're damaging me. You're hurting me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I dropped to my knees and cried for my mother like a baby. And that anger from my childhood came up. You know what I mean? And this is the first time I ever forgave my mom for everything. That moment, I forgave everybody. All that anger I was holding in, I released that day for everybody. Friends I had problems with. Because it ain't about them knowing. It's about you knowing that you
Right.
forgave. It's not about you saying, hey, I forgive you. No, it's about you. You got to forgive them for you first.
Right. Right.
That got to come from you first. You got to forgive them for you first. So I forgave them for me. You see what I'm saying? Because I wanted the anger off my chest.
Right.
I wanted to stop hating my mom. At that point, I didn't have a great relationship with my mom at that point. I had an okay relationship with my dad, but he was disappointed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I released all anger. I broke down. I cried for my mom. I told my mom I love her. I told her I'm gonna make her proud. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was a big moment for my turnaround, for me to turn my life around. I said I'm done. You know what I mean? I can't do this anymore.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? So I swear to God, I made a promise to God that if he helps me get out of this situation, I will change people's lives for the rest of my life. I was on my knees. I said, God, if you get me out of this situation, I promise to give my life to you and distribute it into everybody else's life. So when you see me tapping into people the way I tap into my clients,
Right.
it's deeper than they think. This is my job. This is my duty.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
It's
I made
your
a promise. I made a promise to God. I made a patent to God. Me and God pinky swore.
Right.
We pinky swore. And I
Damn,
don't
it's
go back
poetic.
on my word. I'm loyal.
Right. Right.
I'm a loyal person. I don't go
Right.
back on my word. When I tell God I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
But this is why I'm so passionate. So a lot of times people are like, why does he care so much? It's way deeper than you.
Right. Right.
I just hope you take advantage of it.
Right. Oh man.
It's so much deeper than you. You see what I'm saying? I'm just doing my job.
Oh my God.
And if you don't get the message, cool.
Right.
I still gave it to you.
Right.
Maybe one day you might double back like, yo, Marquell was telling me about that. Damn, I should have listened to him.
Right. Oh my gosh.
You see what I'm saying?
You're like a powerful teacher.
Yo,
you know?
because
Like
it's
are.
genuine, it's genuine and it's authentic. See, my thing is this. What I told you last year, I want to tell you right now. You know what I mean? What I said yesterday, I want to say tomorrow. I want to stand on business, literally, not just the song. You see what I'm saying? I want to stand on business for real.
Right.
I like being solid on
Right.
all levels of my life. I like being real. I like being loyal. I like being honest. I feel like it's a connection.
Right.
You know, a lot of people say, you know, your chakras, a lot of people talk about your chakras, but your chakras have to be true energy. It has to be
Right.
purified energy.
Right. They have to be aligned.
You can't be aligned. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to align.
You're right.
I want to be aligned. I want to get aligned. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I want to get aligned. You know what I mean? Because like, yo, alignment is true value of peace.
Right.
I don't want fake peace.
Yeah.
I don't want to be acting like it's peace and it's not, and it's really, you know. I want real. I want genuine energy.
Yeah. Oh my
You know what I mean?
gosh. And you probably attract like some of the most motivated.
And that's why.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
see what
Like
I'm saying?
right. Like
So
I
while
can
a lot
just,
of people,
like,
a lot of people like, oh, how does he have all of these clients? You know, how does he? It's the law of attraction. It ain't me. It ain't me because listen, I don't have a blimp outside that says Marquell's a great trainer. I'm not in the, I'm not doing all these crazy advertisements. You don't see a bunch of, my sign ain't at the train station.
Right.
You know, I'm not in every local barbershop. I ain't got flyers in every hair salon.
That's what I love about you too, man. 'Cause it's like, yeah, because you don't do it for the money. It's like, I mean,
Exactly.
you like it's always the purpose and the why
I'm
first.
telling you. I'm
Always,
telling
yeah.
you.
And if
I'm
you
telling
can
you.
feel that through the screen and the way that you direct your clients and doing it, like it's just that passion
I'm telling
really
you.
comes
Yeah.
through.
So
Yeah,
so one of
man.
my friends was telling me I had a disgruntled client lately. Still, it's all good, but disgruntled client. So one of my friends was like, "Oh, you're not gonna mishap. You don't think you should?" I said, "No, because the energy's off.
Yeah.
But every time the energy's off, God brings me another 5 or 6 or 7. I
Right.
don't worry
So
about things like
glad
that. You
you
know what I
know
mean?
that.
I
Oh
just
my
keep
God.
purified. I keep my eye on the ball, and I know what I'm giving out. Every morning I wake up and post motivation. Every morning I wake up and
Yeah.
post inspiration or post a drive or post. And a lot of times people think, it's for them. It's for me. It's for me. I'm just sharing what I'm doing to you.
Oh man, I feel the same way too when I do that
It's
shit.
for me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Like
Well,
you're
some of the
talking to
stuff I be
yourself.
saying, I'm just
Yeah.
sharing it with you
Yeah.
because that's what I told him I was going to do. I told the big
Yeah.
homie, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to lead
Right.
your peoples.
Right.
You know what I
Oh my
mean?
God,
And
it's
when I tell you,
beautiful.
I could turn around right now and pray for something tomorrow and it'll be here January 1st. You know what I mean? When they say be careful what you ask for, that's the realest thing I ever heard, especially when you aligned. Especially when you aligned. You can have what you want when you are aligned. You see what I'm saying? So I can go pray for something right now and he gonna give it to me, whether it's for me or not. He's still gonna give it to me just so he gonna show me it's not for me. This is how me and God work. So I don't even ask for nothing. I just be like, do you think?
Right. Yeah.
Do you
Do
think?
you think? Do you
Do you
think?
think?
There's this
Do you
quote.
think?
There's this quote that goes, "You can't fuck up what's meant for you."
I'm telling you.
Like it's when people decide to come in and out of your life or something doesn't like work out the way you wanted it to, it's like, well, it wasn't meant for me
It
right
wasn't
now.
meant for
Or
me.
maybe it was meant for me or whatever. So it's
Yeah.
how I love
Yeah.
that you know that. I love
Yeah.
that
I'm
you
telling
know
you.
about alignment and energy and all that. It's
Yeah.
so
And
powerful.
I like to lock in.
Yeah.
I'm a locked in person. I'm a structured person. I'm a disciplined person. I like to lock in. You know what I mean? And I get the best results when I lock in.
I love that.
I like to journal my food. I like to, know what's coming in my body. I like to be completely in full control.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Completely in
I
full
love
control.
that. I love that. I'm like tempted to ask you, like, what advice would you give to people that want to get better at fitness, but like they struggle to, or they can't seem to connect with that why? Like, what's your
That's a good
advice for
question
them?
right there. It's funny
Yeah.
you said that because I was just telling my son this the other day. Another thing I learned in prison. My darkest hours, I learned the best advice. I swear to God. My darkest hours, I learned the best life goals and best life strategies. So I used to be in the RDAP program. It was a residential program. And matter of fact, gratitude is one of the things that I spoke about too. And this ties into that, matter of fact. So I was in the RDAP program. And in the RDAP program, we had to complete a empathy letter. So now, the empathy letter, they wasn't playing either. And attached to the RDAP program was 12 months off your sentence.
Oh.
So I got sentenced to 3 years. I wanted that
Yeah.
12 months.
Yeah.
I wanted that 12 months.
Yeah.
But because it was 12 months, the empathy letter had to be real. So no, they weren't playing around with this empathy letter.
Yeah.
So they asked me who I wanted to choose. I chose my mom. So I said, everything's about my mom. I love my mom. You know what I mean? So I chose to write an empathy letter about my mom. So within the empathy letter, it was me putting myself in my mom's shoes because I have a son now. So imagine my son did everything I did to me that I did to my mom. If anything happened to my son right now, I'll break.
Right.
I broke my mom so many times.
Yeah.
You know how many times I broke my mom? I just told you I went to the jail how many times?
Yeah.
You know how many times I
Yeah.
broke my mom? You know how many times my mom had to come to Virginia to come visit me?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come to all these different jails to come visit me.
Yeah.
So I broke my mom so many times. So that was my why. My empathy letter became my why. You know what I mean? So my advice to people who want to get into fitness, if your why, you want to get into fitness, is not strong enough, then your excuse will beat it. If your why is not stronger than your excuse is gonna beat you every time.
Right. Oh, that's
If your why is I got a wedding coming up, well, hey, I don't really need to. It's just a wedding. Your excuse just beat it. If your why is my birthday is coming up, I kill him next year. Next year to work. I got a birthday next year. You know what I mean?
Right.
Your why has to be bigger than your excuse. And my mom became my why. Because, being that she used to be physically abusing when I was younger, I always wanted to be her strength.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when I was 7, 8 years old watching this, I wanted to kill him. Like I wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of my anger came from too. I literally wanted to kill him until he died. I wanted to kill him. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to kill him until he died.
Yeah.
Even when they split up, I still wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was always her protector. I was her strength.
Right.
And not being able to protect her made me angry. You see what I'm saying? So my empathy letter was directed towards understanding her pain. Now, I'm older now, so like when I'm dealing with these girls that I'm dealing with and they stressing me out, and we over here arguing. Now I'm thinking about my mom, like, okay, I see, all right, mom, now I see why, you know what I mean? Now I see why you and dad didn't work, and you know what I mean? Like I ain't working with nobody else. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
Like, so now I'm
right.
understanding because
Oh
I'm
my
older
God.
now.
It's come full circle.
It's
Like,
coming full circle.
Yep.
So I was able to release a lot of that, and then it turned into my why. That negative emotion turned into my why, the positive energy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So a lot of times when I don't want to do something, I think about my mom. Like, mom, I want my mom to be proud. Even at the age of 42, I still want my mom to be proud.
Right.
Because I come from that type of environment.
Right.
I come from a family of pride. We all take pride in everything we do. I come from a stand-up family.
Right.
And we all struggled. You know what I mean? My grandmother and grandfather were black activists back in the days. They were like one of the first black families in Amityville. This is in the newspaper.
Yeah.
My grandmother helped fight for traffic lights in Amityville before, when there was no traffic lights and dirt roads in Amityville. She helped them pave roads in Amityville, my grandmother. You know what I mean? My grandmother's major, my grandfather as well. Same thing with my dad. My dad, they came here from Jamaica. You know what I mean? They came here as immigrants from Jamaica. They made a life for themselves. We all came from the struggle.
Right.
We come from struggle. We don't come from nothing passed down.
Right.
So I want to make my family proud.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I come from a proud family. But I was destroying a proud family because I chose to take a different route. I used to show up to the family functions, pants hanging down, chain swinging, big car, Lamborghini doors. I swear to God, 22-inch rims. I'm like this.
Damn. Dad.
I'm like, they looking at me like, this boy crazy. Yeah, I am crazy. I always had drive. I was just driving the wrong way.
Right.
I never didn't have drive.
Right.
I never didn't have like get up and go get it energy.
Right.
I always had get up and go get it energy.
Yeah.
I was just driving in the wrong direction. And I kept crashing. I kept crashing.
Right.
So to go back to what you were saying, what I would tell somebody is to find a strong why. You see how, that why just teared me up. If I talk about my mom, I cry on demand.
Right.
On demand, because I love my mom. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's Mom Dukes.
Oh, shout out to your mom.
It's on demand. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta find a strong enough why. You can't just say I'm gonna get up and just, and then you gotta look at it like this too. I read this in jail. It takes 365 days to be a completely different person. So if you change your diet, right? If you started reading, change what you input. Your input is important. Your daily input is important. If you change your daily input, if you change your diet, if you start an exercise routine, right? Start having healthier thoughts, take your vitamins. If you do this consistently for 365 days, it's scientific, no alcohol, no drugs.
Right. Yeah.
You got to keep the toxicities out.
Yep.
Got to keep the toxicities out.
Yep.
Drink after the 365. But keep the toxicities out.
Yep.
After 365 days, you can literally transform your body. You can literally get rid of toxins in your body. This is chemically proven.
Yeah, I believe
and
it.
as we know, a lot of the food that we eat messes with our thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of food that we eat messes with our attitudes, messes with our energy. We are now sluggish from the food we eat. You know, sometimes we're overindulging, or we're, you know, and this messes with your attitude. Your diet is why you're depressed.
Right.
Sometimes you ain't even got no reason to be depressed. Ain't even nothing happening in your life.
Someone said it. God.
But because you're eating bad, you're depressed, you're tight, you're upset
Right.
because of what you're putting in. You don't have to be heavy, you don't have to be obese. You could be a regular 130 pounds and still be depressed because of the food you're putting inside your system. Because these chemicals are destroying your body mentally. So now they're changing your thought pattern and your frequency of your thoughts. The frequency of your thoughts is important. Like we were just talking behind the scenes about hip hop music. I love hip hop music, but the frequencies are negative. So if I'm listening to hip hop music, I'm having negative thoughts, which will lead me to have negative thoughts throughout the day.
Right.
So now I'm listening to hip hop, banging hip hop at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then at 5 o'clock I'm having an argument with somebody and don't know where that energy came from. It came from the fact that I was just, you know, my energy frequencies are a little bit aggressive.
Right. Right. It's like a snowball effect. You know what I mean? Like,
My energy frequencies are a little aggressive.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little
You
bit.
know what I mean? So now when I go to open the door, it's not, hey, thank you. It's like, huh.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
It's really like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's all about just, you know, really tapping into that. A 300, I swear to God, man, I wish people understood that more, but you know, it's very difficult to stay consistent.
Yeah.
You know, and that's another problem. Like some people are, you know, they'll get on it and then they're not consistent and then wonder why the results haven't came when 365 days have passed. You have to be real with yourself. You weren't consistent. You have to be real with yourself first. Don't lie to me. It ain't gonna, I know it can happen. I did it.
Right. The formula will prove, like it's proven that it'll work.
Yeah, it's proven.
But you have to.
You know, I can show you pictures of me right now that you're like, what the hell? That was you? You know what I mean? I mean, two totally complete different people. And not just the body, the mind, the soul, the spirit, the heart, the brain, the walk, the posture. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The posture.
Yeah.
Pop your shoulders back. You know what I mean? Pop your shoulders back.
Yeah, there we go. You're moving the shoulders back. I'll be driving. I'm popping the shoulders back when I'm driving.
You know what I mean? It's that deep. It's that deep. But then you know, it's all about how bad, you know, how bad you want it. You know what I mean? It's all about how bad you want it.
This has been such a compelling conversation. This is, oh my God. Thank you so much for sharing all this
Yeah, so let me
information.
say one more thing too. So I'm in Jamaica. This just happened.
Yeah,
I'm in Jamaica, right? And I'm coming up with the direction of my ebook. I'm sitting at the table. My new thing is having dinner by myself. I like to have dinner by myself now. That's my new thing. I'm eating by myself.
I love that.
That's my new thing, right? So I'm eating by myself.
I love
So this guy next to me sits down, and he turns and looks at me. He goes, "Nice to meet you." And I'm like, "Nice to meet you too." We shake hands. So he's like, what's going on? And we start talking. So I said, I'm writing an ebook. I'm writing my ebook. I'm going into life coaching. I'm taking, the next chapter into my life. Boom, boom. So he goes, "Get out of here. I'm a motivational speaker too." I'm like, "Nah." I'm like, "Get out of here." So he said, I'm battling with what I want to talk about. He said, "I want to dive into stuff, but I don't know if I want to get that personal." Right? So I don't know if I want to get that personal. And I said, "Bro," I started reading them the 8 chapters. He was like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
He was like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Yo." So he left me with something. He said, if you want to impress somebody, right, tell them about your accomplishments and how you achieved them, right? But if you want to impact somebody, tell them about your failures and how you overcame them. I said, "Bro, God bless you."
Wow.
Because you just inspired the hell out of me to tell my story. Yeah, I mean, I was like, it's all about the impact.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you want to impact somebody, tell them about your failures and how you overcame them. Who wants to impress? Come on.
Oh my God.
I want to impact.
I love that so much, Marquell. Oh
Thank
my God.
you.
I swear to God, and I think if it wasn't for everything that you've been through, do you think that you'd be here today doing what you do?
To be honest with you, That's another funny thing. Like I dead used to think, why am I going through all of this stuff? You know what I mean? Like, it was a time in my life where I was breaking down and not understanding why I kept bumping my head and bumping my head and bumping my head. And I seen so many different walks of life, so many different languages, so many different people. You know, I was locked up with so many different people from all different states, colors, you know. So I think a lot of it that I went through made me more relatable. So when it was time to tell my story, or when it was time for me to give somebody feedback, it made me and my mission more relatable.
Right.
So I take all my trials and tribulations, and really that's what shaped my character.
Right.
You know what I mean? So all the things that I used to curse has now became my gift.
Yeah, yeah.
All my curses became my
Oh,
gift. You know what I mean?
No
All of
way.
these dark moments, all of these dark places, all of these different situations that I had became my gift. So now as I'm talking to a client in their dark place, I've been there. I've been there.
Right,
I
right.
feel you.
Right.
I can grab your hands and break you down.
Yeah.
Through any situation. I don't care what you're going through. I can hold your hands with you and speak into your soul and break you down because I feel you.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? I feel you.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's nothing surface about me.
Right.
And I think that's why I went through so much. You know what I mean? I
Right,
think that's my depth. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I think that's what made me. That's what grounded me. That's what made me so solid. That's what made me so strong.
Right.
You know what I mean? I could have
Right.
mixed one step and did not been the person I am today. Who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows?
Yeah, you could have
You know?
decided to not tap into that awareness and not even be where you're at.
Yeah,
today,
I'm
you know?
telling
And,
you,
like,
awareness,
You made that
yeah,
choice. You
yeah.
made that choice, and I'm sure you're tremendously proud of yourself because you're so successful and so inspiring.
Yes,
Like, it's
thank
just,
you. I appreciate that.
100%, 100. I wouldn't be sitting down here
Appreciate
if I
that.
didn't think that. You know,
I
like
appreciate that.
100%.
I
And
appreciate
I can't
that.
wait for this message to be spread.
Yes.
Across all platforms and
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it also, and like I said, you know, like I was telling you behind the scenes also, you know, everything started with, I just want a nice body.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Everything started with, I just want to work. I just want a nice body. I want to come home with the bedroom body. You know how guys are.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I
Yep,
mean?
yep,
I want to
yep.
come home with a nice body.
Yeah.
But like I was telling you earlier also, I've always been driven.
Right.
I was just driving in the wrong direction.
Right.
So when I found fitness and I just wanted a nice body and I started driving towards fitness, motivation became my best friend. Daily motivation. Discipline became like my girlfriend. Discipline was like my wife. Consistency was like my older brother.
Right. Oh my God.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep,
You see what I'm saying?
yep.
Structure.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Dieting, focus, extreme focus. You know, all of these key aspects to fitness became something that I embodied. Like I started driving towards these behavior patterns.
Love that.
So now all I wanted was a nice body though. But
Right,
in order to
right.
get a nice body, these things have to be done. You can't get
Right.
a nice body without being focused,
Right.
without being disciplined, without being consistent.
Exactly.
So if you're learning these new behaviors,
Right.
guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna start pouring into your career, pouring into your family,
Oh my God.
pouring into your health,
Right.
pouring into your everyday life. Now you're more consistent with everything else.
Exactly.
Now you're waking up more motivated. Now you're more
Yep.
energetic.
Exactly.
Now you're more disciplined when you're out with your friends. Hey, I ain't having none. Y'all can go ahead, man.
Yep,
Have
yep.
fun, man. I gotta go to the gym in the morning, man.
Yeah, 100%.
I see y'all. No, I love you. Nah, no, I'm serious, bro. I can't do it.
Yeah, right. That's no.
I'm talking-
Not today, not tomorrow.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
discipline becomes different, and now
Right.
it becomes a way of life. You see what I'm saying?
How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah,
I
and
love
guess
that.
what? It all started because I just wanted a
Wanted
nice body.
I love that. Oh man, it
You
should
know
be
what
like
I
your
mean?
logo. You know what I mean?
Nice
I just
body.
wanted a nice
You
body.
know what I mean? Start from there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, and make
Oh
a
my
decision.
God.
And make a
I love
decision.
that. Oh, Marquell, this has been such an
Yes,
amazing conversation.
yes, nah, yes,
Oh my
yes,
God, your
yes,
energy
yes.
is amazing.
Thank you,
Seriously.
thank
Oh my
you,
God,
thank
I
you.
feel it. Oh God. Jeez, guys, never let go. Just never let
Thank
go.
you. Thank you.
Well, that's a wrap. Thank you again for
Yes.
having this conversation with me, and I'm super excited for your ebook to come out.
Awesome,
man.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank
Look
you,
at
thank you,
that. It's a
thank you.
wrap.
Let's
It's a
do
wrap.
it. It's a wrap.
Good stuff, man. I'm excited. Oh, this is gonna be killer. Oh, that was so good. Yes, you fucking did it. What I tell you, I knew you were gonna kill it. I knew you were gonna kill it.